Aleksandr Solzhenitsyn was born in the year 1918 in the city of Kislovodsk in Russia during the reign of the Soviet Union. During his childhood, his family fell into poverty after their property was confiscated by the Soviet government. During his youth, Aleksandr was conscripted into the Soviet army and was forced to fight on the front lines against the Germans in World War II. However, in 1945, he was arrested and imprisoned for openly criticizing Joseph Stalin and his orders to massacre German civilians. Therefore, he was removed from the army and was sent to a labor camp in Kazakhstan. After being released from the labor camp, Aleksandr Solzhenitsyn continued to speak out against the Soviet government, and in 1976, he lost his Soviet citizenship due to his open criticism of communist ideology and was exiled to the United States. However, after he arrived in the United States, he criticized the hedonistic and consumerist society which was on the other extreme. He criticized both communism and capitalism and believed that the sole cause of humanity's decline was that people had forgotten God. He believed that Soviet communism and American capitalism, which were purely materialistic without a moral compass, were not the solutions for mankind. Instead, he called on people to improve their personal character and stated, "If only it were all so simple. If only there were evil people somewhere insidiously committing evil deeds, and it were necessary only to separate them from the rest of us and destroy them. But the line dividing good and evil cuts through the heart of every human being, and who is willing to destroy a piece of his own heart?" Solzhenitsyn also strongly condemned the United States' invasions and occupations of Iraq and Afghanistan, and stated that the US military was never motivated by moral causes. Aleksandr eventually returned to Russia shortly after the collapse of the Soviet Union. During his time in Russia, he spoke out against the new Russian President Vladimir Putin, and he condemned his invasion of Chechnya and his military intervention in Tajikistan. Aleksandr Solzhenitsyn also refused to accept a Lifetime Achievement Award given to him by President Putin, and he continued to oppose all forms of tyranny until his death.